Hello, my friends out there. My name is Uche Onyebadi, and the program is Cross-Cultural Experiences. Those of you who are familiar with this forum, you know that I always invite a guest, and then the guest must have left his or her cultural origin, traveled to some place, had some experience or experiences, and then is willing to share that experience on this forum. But from time to time, I try to spice things up, by talking about my own personal experience. And that's exactly what I'm going to do today, please. Bear with me as I go through that. One of the things I like doing, especially when I travel, is to get engaged in some cultural activities, especially if I'm invited. I'll be delighted to go. Now, this time, let me just talk about one aspect of such experience, and that's wedding and wedding ceremonies. And this time, I'm going to take you to Bangladesh, in Asia. I'm going to take you to the Middle East, Kuwait. I'm going to take you to Africa, to a place called Kenya. And I'm going to get back to the United States of America, where I have witnessed, weddings and then associated wedding ceremonies. So let's start with Kuwait. I may have mentioned it some time ago, but let me just tell the full story this time around. And so I was invited to a wedding in Kuwait, wedding ceremony in Kuwait, and by my very good friend, who was somebody who is very, very close to me. And so we arrived. I was greeted, just like any other person by the bridegroom. And we really had a good time. I tell you, the food was excellent. Now, if you want to eat the best fish on this planet, please go to Kuwait. So it was very wonderful. We had a good time. People were dancing and all that. But after a while, it was getting very dark in the evening, and we had spent some hours. Yet the bride was nowhere to be found, at least according to me. So I had to call my friend and said, it's getting late. So when are we expecting the bride and the and the troop to just arrive and grace the occasion so that we can get done with this and go home? And to my surprise, he said, the bride is not coming. I said, what? What are we doing here? Said, no, 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 no. There's you can't have any bride. I said, what? For what reason? Aren't we celebrating a wedding ceremony? How are we having a wedding without a bride? Only the bridegroom. He told me, no, 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 no. Okay, is there everything okay? I said, of course, everything is okay. So what's going on? And so that's when he explained to me that as a result of the combination of culture as well as religion, that men and women in Kuwait do not assemble in the same place, even if it was a wedding. I said, all right. So where is the lady? So the lady is enjoying herself with her with her friends and their relatives, just like we were here. So we had two occasions. The lady and her friends, relatives in some other place in town, enjoying, if not enjoying more than we were doing. And then we were here with the bridegroom. And after a while, everybody shook hands with the guy, who said, wonderful, nice to have invited me. And we all left. So I had to attend a wedding occasion, celebration without the bride. But I understood much later that, like I said, it's as a result of the culture, as a result of religion. And so when next you go to Kuwait and you find that kind of situation, it's okay. That's how people do their own things over there. All right. From Kuwait, we now go to Kenya. Again, I was invited, to this occasion, wedding occasion. It was very flamboyant. All right. People assembled. There was a lot to eat again. Kenyans like what they call nyama choma, roasted meat. You can't miss it anytime you go to Kenya. I personally love it. All right, so we arrived, everybody eating, festivity. And after a while, I just looked at a corner where the way you get gifts and put them at a corner. I said, yeah. So what is that thing doing there? What do I mean by something? I noticed that there was a bed and there was a mattress, which to you might just sound, why not? No, the reason is that that's not, both of them were not new, old bed, old mattress. And I called the person who invited me. Why do we have this kind of thing? Is it to remind the bridegroom that he has to buy a new bed for the couple? So I said, no, 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 that's not it. I said, okay, why? Say, oh, by the way, the bed and mattress, they belong to the bride. I said, okay, she will not need them in the new place she's going. Yes, I said, yes, I was told, no, she may not need them. So why do we have that there? So I was informed that by tradition, at least those that part of Kenya, the tribe in Kenya, that when a woman is getting married, they will bring the bed and the mattress in a very symbolic manner to say, now you have left your father's or your parents' home, you are going to your husband's home. Take your bed, take your mattress, you no longer belong there. I said, is that? Yeah. So they said it's a cultural reminder that the implication of your marriage, since you have accepted the man, you are moving to the man's house. Let that sink in for one moment. You are moving to the man's house. You are no longer a bona fide member of your family of orientation. Then I asked, okay, can she come home? They said, oh, why not? She's our daughter. She can always come home, but she will be a visitor. She should know that she doesn't have any bed, any mattress anymore in that house. So that is the message that is being sent to the lady. I said, okay. There are cultural interpretations and cultural meanings. So that explained to me why we had that old looking bed and mattress over there. All right. So after that, this is now taking you to Asia in Bangladesh. Again, when I arrived there, I think it was the year 2012, I was there on some Fulbright activity. I enjoyed myself in Dhaka, the capital city. So again, I was invited by a friend. I said, do you want to come to this cultural location? I said, what was it? Wedding. I said, oh, count me in. Now, Bangladesh is not one of the richest countries on this planet. In fact, it's counted among the poorest, probably $1, $2, $3 per day on the average. That's for the people. So it's not, but they are very good people, I tell you, very decent, very kind, good people. So how I said, okay, let's go. They told me, oh, no, it's not just this wedding. I said, what? This wedding ceremony. I said, what is it? I tell you, there were 5 different wedding occasions, the same wedding, five ceremonies, activities, reception, 5 of them, receptions. I was able to attend 3 of them. The other 2 I couldn't attend because I was told you needed to be, somebody who is very close to the family, or you belong to that, kindred. Otherwise, you wouldn't be. 5 occasions, 5 different wedding ceremonies. I thought Nigerians had and Ghanaians were the best. When you dealt with these wedding ceremonies, they would just have one occasion and very, very flamboyant. They would throw in everything. Nope. In Bangladesh, at least the one I attended, 5 of them. There were 5 of them, but I attended 3 of them. Let me tell you something. I think 2 or 3 out of the 5 occasions were hosted by the parents of the bride. Okay. The other two hosted by who? The parents of the bridegroom. And this was an occasion where I think the bride was the daughter of a prominent businessman, very, very rich businessman. And the parents or the father of the bridegroom was a minister in the government. Come and see how people were lavishing money. Like I said, I thought Nigerians knew how to spend money at weddings. Not these people. So it was like a kind of a social symbol. When the daughter of one of the most, one of the prominent business tycoons in the country is getting married to the minister's son. Hey, it was a festival of money, sure. So I asked, one of the occasions, the three I attended, I asked, this is so flamboyantly, organized, everything very expensive. In fact, the streets were just closed down. You couldn't pass. People were feasting, merriment, eat anything you want. So I had to ask, how much did this cost? Probably, can you give me an estimate? What? So somebody told me that one of the ones I attended must have cost like $15,000 to put together. Remember, this is a country where $1, $2, $3, on the average per person per day. So it is actually below what you call the poverty, the poverty line. And they were spending 15,000 for one. How about the other one that was organized by the father, the minister, on behalf of his son? You can't believe what I'm about to tell you. We had guests, not we, sorry, part of it. The guest list, the number of people who came in were like 3,000. It was held in an open place. You keep coming, people were just coming, just like a football field. You were coming, people were coming, eating whatever it was you could eat. Feeding the 3,000 people. I don't know the monetary, aspect, the monetary value, of whatever they must have spent, but it was so huge that some of us could not even get very close to the bride and the bridegroom. And the bridegroom. And then people lined like almost 2 or 3, maybe 2 kilometers or something like that with their gifts. So I was asking myself, okay, these guys, they better build a warehouse to accommodate all the gifts, gold, trinkets, whatever. People lined up to give them. I have never seen that kind of wedding. They must have spent a lot of money to put that wedding together. So like I told you, I said, any Nigerian who thinks, or Ghanaian who thinks that they spend a lot, when you get there, you'll be humbled. Especially if you have somebody of means. But the contrast was, here is a country where, they don't have so much, in terms of the per capita income, but what they spent when it was on the extreme. Well, that's how they do things. So I had no objections. So I attended the 3 of them. I ate until, my tummy was almost revolting because I've had more than enough. All right, here is the other place, the United States. Now, all the 3 places I mentioned, marriage is a communal thing. It's almost like this family and the other family, this kindred or the other kindred, or this village versus the other village. So it's a communal thing. In the US, it may not necessarily be like that because of the nature of the society. And so I attended this wedding where I was actually the best man. I was invited. I was looking forward to a huge, no, we didn't have any. I think we were like 6 or something like that, inclusive of the bride and the bridegroom. And so they were just having their own quiet wedding, which is also nice. That's how people do things, unless you want to maybe spend a lot of money. But in this case, we are like, yeah, about 6 of us. But here is the thing. And so we asked them, when is this wedding taking place? And they told us, I don't know, I can't say why. Maybe because it was only both of them that were organizing the wedding, so something must have escaped them. Or I can't tell. But here is the reality. So we get to the place. They told us that the wedding they're going to pick up the wedding license and then get married. I said, okay, yeah, well, people that's how they do things. So we get to the place. The bridegroom was fully dressed, the white, the wedding dress. She was looking nice, both of them actually. And so we arrived, and they went to one of the offices, picked up the city hall, kind of picked up the license. And then we're now asking, okay, who is going to get them, wedded together? And the officials there said, no, you're not booked to be married today. We said, why? So I asked the other guys, the people who are getting married, but you said it's today. They said, yeah, they told us to come pick up the the marriage license. It did not occur to them that things are different. Yes, you pick up your marriage license, then you go and book for the time you have to do the wedding. And it was a Friday. Nobody in the office. Hey, remember, this lady they're all fully dressed. So how are we going to conduct this wedding? So one of the people, in the office told us, okay, you know what, you can call because there are some addresses. Just call these people. These are people who are licensed to get people married. Maybe we will be lucky. So we drove away, started making calls. So call this person. Oh, the thing goes to the voicemail. Call another person. That guy said, I'm not in town, but I'll be back in about 2 hours or something like that. Then we finally got somebody who said, who gave us, the fee to get them married. Remember, we are actually out. And the thing was expensive. And the bride and groom said, no, we are not going to do it. I told them, okay, but you're out. We have to be very pragmatic. What do we do? So the lady was working in a hospital. And she said, okay, she wanted us to drive down to the hospital. She picks up something from one of her lockers or whatever. I said, oh, so if you have a big hospital where you work, so there must be a hospital chaplain. So why don't we just see if we can get, oh, good idea. Everybody agreed. So we drove across town to where the chaplain's office. Lo and behold, he was not there. It was a Friday. He was not around. We looked around, we said, now what do we do? Luckily, as we were just talking, I just saw somebody walking past. He had the Roman collar, like this clergyman's suit. I said, this must be a pastor or something like that. And he was holding something that I said, okay, this must be a Bible. So I ran after him. Hey, excuse me. He turned out to be, I think he's Korean, South Korean. Hey, this is our dilemma. You see those people there who are fully dressed? They want to get married, but they don't have anybody to, to perform the ceremony. And the guy said, okay, I can help, but just give me a few minutes. Can we meet at the chapel? We went to the chapel. I said, oh, thank God, things are working. So the guy actually came. He didn't ask for any money. He said he was just going to do it. No fees. He was just going to do it as his contribution to the wedding. So he went on, finished everything. You take this person's lawfully wedded husband, wife, whatever. Rings were exchanged and everything was fine. And at the end, you know what happened? Remember, he is a Korean whose, proficiency in English language was not that high, but he was okay. I mean, he was very okay. And he said, I now pronounce you husband and woman. We all looked at each other, one another. I said, what? Husband and woman? Is this a new thing? I think the guy realized that he didn't say it nicely. Oh, no, 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 no. Husband and wife, we may kiss the bride. I have never attended such a wedding. All right. So I've given you 4 places from Kuwait to Bangladesh to Kenya and then the United States. Now, I'm not saying that is the typical things they do across all these places, but these are the ones I visited. But the point is, who am I to judge? That's how they do their own things. If it works for them, that's fine. It is just my experience. And that goes to, what we say in this program. When you go to another place, what did you experience and what did you learn? What I learned was that's how they do their own things. They've been doing those things for donkey years, and it works for them. Okay. Now that I've told you about my experiences, I know that there are some people who might want to come to this program and then share their own experience, whether it is marriage, whether it is food, whatever it is. So what you need to do is send me an email, crossculturalexperiences@gmail.com. Remember the S. crossculturalexperiences@gmail.com. And then I'll get back to you. And then we can talk, and then we can set up a Zoom meeting. Now, if you forget about it, you will see this program, where it talks about the blog, where you see the blog, just click on it. You'll still find the email. And then you will also find some of the programs, over 50 something programs we've done so far. And one more time, I want to salute you. I want to thank you. I want to appreciate your time watching this program. And please keep watching. Now, if you can subscribe if you like, and I will encourage you to do that. Send the link to your friends. It's free. There's no cost, to it. And we'll see how it goes. But I just enjoy crossing cultures and the experiences we derive when we do that. But more importantly, what did we learn from it? Thank you very much for your time. I'll see you next time.